good, y'all? We are 25 days away from the mega fight in boxing between Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. This fight will take place at 168 pounds. This is Terence Crawford's first fight in this weight class. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. When this fight was first announced by Ring Magazine and Turki Al-Sheikh, I was not excited at all for this fight. I wanted to see Canelo versus David Benavidez. I thought because Turki Al-Sheikh has the biggest bag in boxing and he's making all of the fights happen that probably would have never happened without him, I thought that he was going to be able to make a fight between Canelo and David Benavidez, even though Canelo has been on record saying that he has no interest in fighting David Benavidez, right? So yeah, when this fight was first announced, I still feel the same way I feel today. I thought that Canelo was going to absolutely dominate in this fight due to him already fighting at 168, already unifying the 168-pound division, due to Canelo moving up to 175 and knocking guys out like Sergey Kovalev, right? He obviously had that fight that he lost to against Dimitri Bivol, but it's not like Canelo got dropped. It's not like Canelo got knocked out. He just got outboxed and outsized by the bigger man in Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol showed that he's a more skilled boxer than Saul Canelo Alvarez, right? So, you know, I still feel the same way today, man. I'm still picking Canelo to win this fight by either, I'm going to say majority decision. I'm not going to disrespect Bud and say unanimous decision. I think Canelo's going to win by majority decision. And I think Canelo is going to prove that there's weight classes for a reason. But now that we're less than a month away from this fight, I think it's incredible that so many boxing fans that felt how I felt, a lot of those fans are now picking Terence Crawford to win this fight. They've seen him training on Instagram. They've seen his transformation moving up to 168. They see how much more stronger and brolic Terence Crawford looks, to the point where you got Canelo fans out here accusing Terence Crawford of being on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of nervous energy going into this fight, especially now that the fight is so close. And, you know, I've seen a professional boxer, Amir Khan, who's been in the ring with both Canelo and Terence. He's picking Terence Crawford to win this fight. And I'm seeing a lot of Mexican fans, a lot of Mexican Canelo fans that are switching their pick from Canelo to Terence, right? It seems the closer that we get to this fight, people are saying that Terence Crawford is going to win this fight. And listen, you know, when you look at Terence Crawford's career, right, every time his back was up against the wall, he has shown people that he's a dog. He doesn't back down. And he will get you out of there if he has to, right? You look at that fight that he had against Kavaliauskas, where many people think he was knocked down. After that, he knocked Kavaliauskas out in the 9th round. And Kavaliauskas was noticeably bigger than Terence Crawford. You look at his fight against Gamboa, where many people felt like Terence Crawford was rocked. He knocked Gamboa out after he got rocked, right? You look at his fight against Sean Porter, Showtime Sean Porter. Terence Crawford's corner told him that he was down on the judges' scorecards. He said, "I'm down." He was shocked. Went in there, knocked out Sean Porter in the 10th round. So listen, man, we could even talk about the Errol Spence Jr. fight. You know, Errol Spence was always looked at as the favorite winner if Terence and Errol would have ever fight, due to Errol having a more proven resume, due to Errol having better pay-per-view sales, having a bigger name in the sport of boxing, and also due to Errol Spence being a bigger guy. He's taller than Bud, has a bigger frame than Bud, you know, and Terence Crawford got him out of there in the 9th round, you know? So listen, I totally get why people are picking Terence Crawford to win this fight, right? He has been the #1 pound-for-pound boxer, you know, on the rankings multiple times. He's unified 2 divisions, 140, 147. And now he's looking to unify his 3rd division at 168. He's undefeated. He has plenty of knockouts on his record, right? He has 31 knockouts. He's only had 10 fights go to decision. I totally get why people are switching their pick to Canelo Alvarez. But you know what the difference is between... See, when you look at all of the opponents that Terence Crawford has been in the ring with, none of those fighters has knocked out a light heavyweight. Canelo Alvarez has won up to 175 and knocked out Sergey Kovalev. He went up to 175 and fought Dmitry Bivol. Obviously, he lost, but you know, he didn't get dropped. He didn't get knocked out. He went 12 rounds with a light heavyweight, and at no points in that fight did Canelo get rocked. Right? That just goes to show how strong this guy's chin is. So the fact that I'm hearing a lot of Terence Buck Crawford fans saying that Terence is gonna knock Canelo out, I just don't understand why you guys actually believe that. Like, what are you basing that off of? Because if you're basing that off of the fact that he stopped Errol Spence, that's stupid. You know, Errol Spence, all of his fights have been at 147. And I think everybody would agree that Errol Spence stood at 147 way too long, right? We've seen how big Errol Spence gets when he's outside of when he's not boxing, when he's just walking around, when he's just hanging out. Errol Spence easily looks like he's close to 200 pounds, right? He's easily anywhere from 180 to 200 pounds, easily. This guy was literally killing himself to make 147. So that's Terence Crawford's best win on his record. You can't compare any of the guys that Terence Crawford has fought to Canelo Alvarez. You just can't do it. If you're gonna, to all of you Crawford fans out there, if you're gonna compare Canelo Alvarez to Errol Spence, you're an idiot. And by the way, Canelo Alvarez picked Terence Crawford to beat Errol Spence before that fight happened. So Canelo knows how good Terence Buck Crawford is. He's giving him all the props in the world, right? Now let's look at Canelo Alvarez's record. Right? You look at his most recent opponents. I'm not gonna say William Skull because that fight, that was a shit show. I'm not gonna bring that out, right? So he beat Edgar Berlanga, dropped him. Edgar Berlanga is much taller and bigger than Terence Buck Crawford. He beat Jaime Munguia, dropped him. That's another fighter that's bigger than Terence Buck Crawford. He beat Jermell Charlo, made him take a knee, dropped him, beat him by unanimous decision. Gennady Golovkin, he fought him 3 times. The first fight, I do think Triple G won that fight. Canelo won the second and third fight, right? Caleb Plant, knocked out Caleb Plant in the 11th round. Billy Joe Saunders broke his fucking eye socket, made the fight get stopped in the 8th round. You know, pretty much knocked him out, pretty much, right? Listen, man, Canelo Alvarez's record, man, is very impressive, man. Very impressive. Beat Miguel Cotto. Knocked out James Kirkland in the 3rd round. I do think Canelo lost to Israelandi Lara. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And obviously he lost to Floyd Money Mayweather by majority decision. I think that should have been a unanimous decision. I can't believe Floyd only won that by majority decision. I think that's disrespectful. Floyd boxed the shit out of Canelo. How the fuck did he only win by majority decision? But anyways, I say that to say this, man. There's weight classes for a reason. And listen, if Terence Crawford can pull off the biggest upset in boxing history, well, I'm not going to say that. You know what? I am going to say that. I'm going to say that based off of the fact that Terence Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes, and he's fighting in a weight class he's never fought at. And his last fight at 154 was very controversial, right? A lot of people like myself think he lost to Israel Majamov. If Terence Buck Crawford knocks out or beats Canelo in this fight next month, Terence Buck Crawford has to be at least a top 10 pound for pound fighter of all time, bro. We just got to be honest. He's got to be in your top 10 of all time, bro. If this guy unifies his 3rd division, if he unifies his 3rd division, and this is his first fight in that division, bro, I think a lot of people are going to put Terence above Floyd. And I can't blame him. Because Floyd Mayweather, he never unified any division, right? Terence Buck Crawford has unified 2 divisions, 140, 147, and then you skip 154, you skip 160, and you unify 168. Terence might be the GOAT if he could pull this off. We just got to call it what it is, man. I'm not afraid to give props when it's due. If Terence Buck Crawford pulls this off, I don't care if he knocks him out or just outboxes Canelo, which I think is possible. He's going to get all the credit in the world for me. And Canelo, this would be the permanent stain on Canelo's boxing record. Even if these guys were to have a rematch and Canelo wins the rematch, it doesn't matter. It's still a stain. It's still a stain. So as of right now, I'm still picking Canelo to win this fight by majority decision. I think that Terence Crawford is going to feel that power. I think Terence Crawford is going to be very hesitant. I don't see Terence Crawford standing in the middle of the ring with Canelo Alvarez. I think Terence Crawford is going to be using his feet, similar to how we did against Israel Majimov. Well, he didn't really move around too much, but he's going to use his feet more than he did in that fight. I think Terence will be moving around the ring a lot. I'm not going to say he's going to be running like Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, but he is going to be utilizing moving around the ring. And I think once he feels that power, I think that he's going to be very cautious with, throwing too many punches, because Canelo will be countering him. He will be throwing a lot of counter punches. I could see Canelo dropping Terence at least one or twice. And listen, if Terence Buck Crawford, if his back is up against the wall, I could see a scenario where Terence Crawford tries to knock out Canelo Alvarez. But I just don't think he has the power to even drop Canelo Alvarez. The only person that we've seen that got close to dropping Canelo Alvarez is Miguel Cotto's brother. And that's when Canelo was young. That's a young Canelo. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see when that fight happened. When did that fight happen where Cotto's brother dropped Canelo? Let me see if I can find it on BoxRec. Trying to pull it up. I can't find it, man. Anyway, yeah, man, he's the only guy that is really rocked Canelo and almost dropped him, man. Canelo has a Superman chin, bro. I call it the chin of steel. You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo, I just don't see him getting dropped by a guy that's moving from 147 to 154 to 168. I just don't see it happening, bro. If Canelo was gonna get dropped by anybody, he would have got dropped by either Triple G or he would have got dropped by Dimitri Bivol. He ain't getting dropped by Terence Buck Crawford. It's just not happening. If anybody's going to get knocked out in this fight, it is Terence Buck Crawford. But, hey, if he does the unthinkable, listen, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to end the video like this. If Terence Crawford knocks out Canelo Alvarez, I got to say he's the GOAT. I got to say he's the GOAT. I'll go that far. If he knocks him out, he's the GOAT. So, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think, man. Who do you guys got winning this fight? Let me know in the comment section. It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thumbs up the video. Most importantly, leave a comment. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.